Thank you for tuning into The Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Ariel Morocco. Peter is the director of the 12th Division of the ACIO, Advanced or Alien Contact Intelligence Organization. Jessica is a galactic liaison and the interdimensional seer. Together they will discuss the most current updates from the ACIO, Council of Five, and other extraterrestrial sources regarding many influences on our planet today. Our new format allows you to ask questions and hear the answers from the previous show. Post your question in the comment section below the YouTube video. Disclosures, insider intel that keeps you updated with planetary changes.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today on Disclosures. I'm here joined with Peter the Insider, and we're going to do questions and answers today. Well, this has been long overdue, but with so many different things happening around us and some very important topics that we had to bring in first. But we want to take time to make sure to go over some of them and just resend the questions if we haven't covered your question, or if we feel that we've already discussed that, then we'll send you a message. But otherwise, we try to get, bring in some of the questions for you. So without further delay, we're going to get right into it. And we're going to talk about some other subjects in the other part of the show. But in the beginning, we're doing Q&A. So here is Peter.
Hello to you, and I wanna say hello to all of our regular, maybe not so regular audience.
Okay, so Peter, are you ready to go into Q&A?
Of course.
All right, so the first question is from Joseph Powell, and his question is the ACIO working with or against the Ashtar Galactic Command, or do you know them and their agenda?
Of course, we know their agenda, but it is not with or without. I mean, without or with them or against them. Let's say that they are independent group, and we are independent group for that with them. I mean, we have nothing in common with them. Of course, we know each other, we are full of respect, and that's pretty much it what I can say about it. It's like, it is not, let's say, bipolar stuff. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like being either positive or negative. You can be pretty neutral with certain people or certain entities, certain organizations, alliances like that.
Right. So there's many other groups. There's many other groups that you're aware of, but you're not involved with because you take a neutral stance as the ACIO. Is that correct?
Yes. There are many groups like that. It is, we don't necessarily need to be very strongly involved with all of them, positive or negative. It is not necessary.
Okay, well, thanks for answering that. And we're going to go on to the next question by Jake Mueller. Since I live in the west coast of Canada, could you ask Peter something about Canada's military and intelligence involvement in the SSP?
Technically, that's kind of a complicated question, because technically every single state, or not every single, but most states, like, they've got certain interests, certain amounts of assets, they've got certain involved in SSP. But if we want to call specifically about Canada, then we cannot avoid the topic in quotes FAC, that means Federal Army of Commonwealth, and Federal Army of Canada. It's, kind of weird movement within movement, technically within state, and they are accepting it in Canada. But I mean, like, seriously? Once I first was able to see that, but once they are okay with that, why not? I mean, I will be not okay as a military commander. Do you know what I mean? Being allies forces, being, I mean, operating on my homeland, but in my homeland. But once they are okay with that, okay, fine. And of course, they've got 6 different divisions working on SSP. Yeah, that's true. Especially on Mars Colony Corporation, MCC, Mars Colony Corporation. Yeah.
Okay. And now this is just to clarify, the FAC is the Nordics.
Give me a second. No, not Nordics necessarily. I am, as I said, Federal Army of Commonwealth or Federal Army of Canada.
Yeah, you've referred to them as being Nordics and then androids as well.
That's true, but not necessarily all of them are Nordics.
Okay.
Not all of them.
Most are they just civilians, or what else are they?
They pretend to be civilians. Yeah. Some sort of, let's call it, guerrilla-ish. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Organization stuff. Yeah. But they are very, very highly and sophisticated trained. Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so Jake Mueller also said that, could you ask Peter if he knows anything about women in black, I believe, as opposed to the men in black? If there is
this is not okay. I mean, I know them, and I don't know what the heck their deal is, but it is absolutely crazy, because men in black and women in black, in quotes, right? They are technically from division 6th division of ACIO, and 6th division is absolutely crazy. I don't know what they did, why they did all kind of that stuff, what they did and what they are doing. They got, I don't want to say fully, but 70-80% independent from ACIO.
That's what I'm involved with, right?
Yeah, you are right.
Yeah. 6th
division. And it's like, the outcomes, yeah, they are very effective, but the methods, I strongly disagree with that, because they are doing anything for every single cost. Like, no, like only efficiency. Do you know what I mean? Like, no side effects. How can I say? No side effects or side aspects to be considered. No, they just want to, let's say, job done. Do you know what I mean? Like, mission accomplished. It's not okay. I mean, many people are okay with that philosophy. I'm not. And women in black are even more cold-blooded or tough-headed, something like that,
Well, the men in black are pretty tough too.
But women in black are even more crazier, if you want to call it that way.
So is this like a male-female thing? Okay.
No. I mean, it looks only like that, but they are. If they are tough or rough, I'm talking men in black, then they are crazy. Women are crazy. I mean, like, no, this is no go.
Peter, is the Men in Black also in the 6th Division of the ACIO?
Of course.
Okay, well that makes sense why I don't have problems with them. All right. Let's see. All right, so we have a question here from new question. Bhakta Peter asks, please ask Peter if 9/11 in 2001 has to do with a time rift or a time shift. I feel that this event was very strange and had to do with shifting the timeline. Did they use time travel to pull it off?
Yeah. Technically, it already happened in 1981, right?
Yeah.
2000, my bad. 20 years time swipe, time shift, whatever. 20 years, yeah.
It was like a 20 and back for somebody, or?
And for another context, it will only happen after, 2021. It's absolutely crazy.
You mean 2021? So it's going to happen again?
No, I'm saying
you mean
that
2001?
in another timeline it will happen again. It's and cycles like shit.
Cycles. Yeah, you've talked about this, how the 20 and back works, and I think we need some good definitions on that.
Yeah. It's one tour or an MCC, just by the way.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one shift. Yep.
Yeah. We can get more into that sometime. Another question is from Osalina. Hello, I have a few silly questions. How about many of those people with superpowers are living, and where are they living? All around the world? Are they living in different countries? What are their range of age? Are missing persons shown on milk cartons used for these projects?
No, give me a second. This is no go. This is no go. Because this is question, and there are like 15 or 20 questions. Okay, so
but
please,
it's all kind of related to the same subject about people with superpowers.
But this is okay. So let's make it more easy. We want to explain context, wider context about people with superpowers. Period. End of story. Right? And now we can make solid answer, right? So
before you do that, Peter, this is in regards to the merge, and this was a question regarding the merge.
You think, or it was like that?
It was from the video that we talked about the merge. So maybe that will help you to.
Because I don't wanna insult this lady, but it was so like crazy long as list of sub questions that it will be absolutely impossible to memorize them without reading it from screen or whatever.
That's my fault. All right, I'll read it again. How about many of those persons with superpowers? Where are they living all around the world?
Okay, stop. Yes, answer to this question is yes, all around the world. Okay. But once there is, in quotes, action need to be pursued, or long story short, something needs to be done, because fate of the world is about to be done. Like doomsday weapon will be, or they want to prevent doomsday weapon to be used or something like that. And no, I am not faking or kidding. They can teleport themselves and to the one particular place, and they can start to make some sort of command center and do, to proceed actions. So it's like that. So the answer to the first sub question, if we want to call it that way, are they living all around the world? Yes, they are. Then we can move to another question.
What are their age
part
range?
of the question.
What is the range of their ages?
Technically, all of them are super soldiers, so they are wide variety of ages, but their physical bodies, because they are super soldiers, right, stopped aging at the physical age of 21. I don't know, because I can talk through all the list of mute people. Of course, they are not people; they are hybrid and crossbreeds. But I think it doesn't matter, because physically they stopped aging 21 at the age of 21. It's typically for.
Yeah, they could be like 40, 50, or 100 years old, but they're 21.
Absolutely, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
Here's an interesting question. I don't know if it's directly related to it, but it says, are missing persons shown on milk cartons, like people, just regular humans that are missing from their families, are they used in those projects or other projects?
Yes, they are. Yes.
And so they never come back? They're just gone and nobody ever finds them? This is like from corporations, right? Not from the SSP directly, but from...
No, from bad corporations.
Yes, bad ones. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because this is very important stuff to, I mean, in quotes, small notice, but I mean, like, just by the way, but it is very important. Yes. And they will never come back. Yeah, never. Or if they will be disrupted, dysfunctional, especially mentally.
Do they end up incarnating then? Do they die and then incarnate, have
something like that, or for example, as the same stuff as, or very similar, like in Tribech mountains in my homeland in Slovakia, those people, they disappear for like nothing, like without the trace, or they were found after a few months or few years, but absolutely like disoriented, with heavy burnings, or I don't know, like freezing of certain parts of the bodies with nitrogen or something like that, and totally out of their mind, like fools, like, how can I say, like insane people. Like, no, you cannot talk with them, they are absolutely out of their mind, just go to the mental institutions.
Wow. Yeah, they're taken off dimension.
Yeah, that's the problem, because most of the, I mean, like 99, maybe 99.9% of human population all around the world, and not only human, but regular, in quotes, regular hybrids and crossbreeds, they cannot, how can I say it, percept and accept those kind of crazy transformation to another dimensions and all kind of that stuff, because it's absolutely crazy. It's like, yeah.
Okay, so here's the last part of her question. What percentage of the world population is embedded with secret projects without knowing it?
Without knowing it, okay.
Yeah, I mean, they could be MK'd or something and not...
Approximately between 10-12. Sorry, 10-12%.
10 or 12% of the population. That's significant. That's a lot still. Especially if they don't know.
There are another statistics. They believe even it's 1/6, so it's between 15 and 16%. But I am skeptical about that. I think it's like 12, 13% approximately, something like
And
that.
they're getting activated by different things, like whether it's media or handlers or something,
Yep,
or astral beings. Yeah.
yeah. And then bad news bears for them. Yep, exactly.
All right. So the question from Glenn Murphy. This is a different person. Jess, ask Pete what he knows about the tens of thousands of fracking wells drilled all along the edge of the Craton Plate of the USA.
Whales.
Fracking, when they do the drilling into the...
Whales. Give me a second. You mean ocean giants? You mean
No,
like that?
wells. W-E-L-L.
I don't know. Because I was thinking about those ocean giants, like the
No, this is
mammals.
like, when they dig into the ground
Yeah, okay.
and they start cracking the, deep into the earth to pull out oil and whatever else that they're trying to do, gas. And he was
Okay,
constantly...
not and what now?
He's saying that, what do you know about that, and what are they doing? Are they causing harm? This is by the Craton Plate, Craton Plate of the USA.
The problem is they want to get to the underground complexes.
He suggests, he says, I intuit it is deliberately being done to cause a quake large enough to change the outline of the continent and trigger the new Madrid fault line. That's like through the center, right, of the U.S. If he knows this sitrep, can he confirm or explain?
Give me a second. Once again, that it can cause earthquake in order to sidetrap continent.
Yeah, you know how there's the New Madrid fault in the U.S. and let me see if I can show you where that is. So he's saying are they trying to bring in this type of problem by deliberately, drilling? And here, let's see. Can you see that?
Yes, I can, but give me a second. I am saying, once again, okay? I am saying that this is it what I am talking about. This can be yes or not. How can I say it? Side effect. But what I am saying is that they are trying to get the secret entrances to the underground complexes. Okay?
Okay. All right. So that's...
Because yes, it can be. I don't want to say that it is not true, right? But the initial purpose of those deep stuff they are making in order to get, I don't know, oil or gas or whatever. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It is, yes, of course they are doing it for that purpose, but all the time, 24/7 non-stop, there are another groups. They want to, okay, you've got this place. It's rich for, I don't know, for coal, for oil, whatever, for coal, for oil, whatever, but we need to get this. And they're like, fine. And they just wide the perimeter. Do you know what I'm
okay.
talking about?
So like the human part of it is thinking of money and oil, but there's an astral being behind it that's trying to access the bases. or go
But
deeper?
bad astral beings, bad
Yes.
astral beings. Negative one, yeah, something like that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, new question from Jennifer, and this is from the Merge Trip Chair video. Who or what are the beings in Monarch that have been performing these experiments for so long? Like you said, they're crossbreeds or hybrids.
That's true.
Is there anything else that you'd like to say about them?
I won't, but I cannot because they don't want to talk about that.
Okay.
I mean, give me a second. The one they was molested. They were molested with those
the
experiments.
hybrids. The hybrids were
Yes.
molested, and then but yet they're bothering other people. They're harming other people too. Is that correct?
Yes, but technically it is some sort of like, you know, new generations, and technically you can choose. You can choose be either good or bad, you know. And the ones they wanted to escape, and they escaped successfully. That's it. They escaped, and they are helping humanity, saving the world, you know. And they are frustrated on something or something like that. They are doing bad stuff.
How did they get into our reality? That was the other part of her question.
You mean in the previous time or whatever?
Well, yeah, I guess. All right. So they were abused. So this has been a cycle that's been going on for how many years? Thousands of years? Or how long have people been getting abused and then abusing others? You know, that type of thing from Monarch.
Yes, because technically, like it or not, but it is the endless cycle, yeah, as you said. And it's kind of, how can I say it? The snake eating, you know, its own.
Ouroboros.
Yes,
Ouroboros.
Ouroboros, like its own tail. Yeah.
What about the consequences? They're going to be pulled off of our reality even more so. That's the consequence.
Because give me a. The stuff is that they don't know that with anger, you know, on another, that anger about what they been through, they are creating negativity. Am I right?
Yep.
That's the problem. Consequences on new context of existence, nothing. But in old context of existence, yay, not good. Believe me.
All right, so the other part of the question is, since we shifted out of the old matrix on April 26th of this year, can you describe what the residue is of these experiments, please, or they will still be happening the way that they always have been?
Residuum effects are three. First, COVID-19, it's from umbrella side. Then, because it's biochemical, electronical, because it's 19, so AI, right? Artificial intelligence, biochemical, nanotechnology. It's technically not nanotechnology, it's femtotech, but most well known, it's nanotechnology, right? So they are doing it. So I mean, a very important part of the story, if we want to call it like that, is that we can be happy because thanks to Much, more than 100 another very aggressive mutations of COVID wasn't spread during respectively via we are calling it in quotes powdering. That means chemtrails. We are calling it powdering because it's look like a powder. Do you know what I mean? So it
And
is this.
what
Go
is
ahead,
actually
sir.
in that powder? What are they trying to do with that? Is that to spread the disease or to get people sick?
No. Give me a second. They believe that the illness, no, not illness. Diseases is not harmful and not aggressive enough, so they simply created more than 100 another mutations, much more powerful and aggressive. In order, because it is 130 mutations, if we want to be more precise. Yeah. And this wasn't spread thanks to Muse Group. We can be happy.
Yeah. Well, the other question she asked is, what did Monarch gain from all of these experiments?
They gain the power. I'm talking about like they are connected with Mobius. They are connected with Umbrella, and they are connected, of course, with, try to guess who, Murkoff. And they believe, fake believe, that they can create their own hive mind.
So it's Monarch, Umbrella, and Murkoff.
Yeah, their own collective hive mind. But especially they, that means they in Monarch. I don't know what's their deal, what their deal is. It's crazy.
Okay, so the next question is from, and if I'm going to try to read this, who connects Tehen, and he asked, Peter, what faction of the SSP has a light blue skin-tight uniform? Like a very fitted light blue uniform in the SSP.
This section 8.
Section which takes care of what?
It is not which takes care of what. It is technically like they are doing certain stuff in how can I say it? Growing plants. That means healthy plants, you know. Just say me.
I'm looking at the next one.
Because technically they know, and they goddamn well know, that this kind of crazy stuff what Monsanto is giving us is absolutely crazy, and they are trying to get rid of it. That's it.
Okay. Next question from Glenn Murphy. Was the gear in the, it's referring to the trip chair, was the gear in the room built there or moved there? The base in Okanagan County. I believe that's in Canada.
That's the stuff that most of those trip-ish stuff was built on Mars, because you cannot build it on Earth. You cannot.
So it was done from a Mars base. Okay. All right, so next question. This is from Roman Makarov. He said, Dear Jessica, could you please ask Peter if Russian vaccine against COVID is safe?
Avi Favir, I think. I think he referred to Avi Favir. Definitely yes. From my point of view, better. I mean, safer than remdesivir. But you know, I don't wanna make some sort of arguments or something like that.
Okay. Poetically Mistaken asked the question in regard to the Gregoria or Gregora. How does Peter define
Egregora. Yeah.
How does Peter define magic?
What?
Explain egregora. Yeah, again.
Okay. Egregora is collective hive mind, but not hive mind in bad state of mind. Technically, once a certain amount, that means enough people are thinking about certain stuff, they can create egregory or egregora.
So it's unified for a good cause. It can be unified for that kind of thing.
For either, for both, for
good or bad.
Good or bad. Yeah. It's pretty much like there is no good or bad egregora. It is like egregora period, end of story, and it can turn completely to white, or I don't know. They are not white, but they are very colorful, like bright yellow, almost white, light shining ish, and then they are some sort of so they are positive egregoras, or there are another ones, they are some sort of dark blue, mixed blue and uh, and purple violet-ish stuff, and those are dark egregoras. It's kind of not okay.
Okay. No, thanks for answering that.
And that's the stuff pretty much.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Glenn Murphy asked the question, can speak of life form 36B, the octopus-like creature that tore one or two scuba divers that were American scientists apart and ate them in Antarctica. The rumor then was that the Russians had captured it and were looking to weaponizing the creature's mesmerizing abilities.
Give me a second. What?
Life form 36B. So I can even send you this question because it's kind of, I mean, I don't know if this is just hearsay or someone rumored that this story, or if this story actually happened. So maybe you could read that.
Yeah, octopus. This is. They are not bad, but problem is they are kind of unconformed, like very big. Do you know what I'm talking about? And yes, they can mesmerize, but not in bad way. They want to talk and they don't know how. Not talk, communicate. They don't know how can I call it.
Or the Russians wanting to use them as weaponizing them?
Do you know what? I don't think weaponizing them, because technically nobody knows how to weaponize those creatures, or how to use them in good way or bad way. That's the stuff. Because, and that's the stuff, they have multiple not personalities, how can I call it, like minds within them, right? And that's the reason why they can make their own egregora, and with their own egregora, that means created only from one uh, creature, it is extremely complicated to talk, to communicate.
Okay. Next question from Nancy Volker. What will happen to Hong Kong?
What do you mean? What will happen?
Yeah, I mean, considering the conflict and the power struggle there.
Yeah, nothing bad at all. If you want to talk about that like this, but
Okay.
technically it is like, you know, let's call it that way. Then that many people, we can call that like many people are not, let's call it that way, they are not happy with that what they have, and once they lose it, they somehow figure it out that it wasn't that bad. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because, for example, people in Hong Kong, many people in most people in Hong Kong don't have that bad life standard, all kind of that stuff, and they want to have freedom or something like that. I don't want to get too much into political stuff, but it is pretty much the same with, for example, with what happened in Ukraine, for example. People want to have freedom, all kind of that stuff, and then create only chaos, and then the Russian answer to all these problems was that they get Crimea, like their own territory. Do you know what I'm talking about? So people start to complicate their lives for absolute nonsense reasons. It's like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure their protests and everything was very traumatic, and what
Yep.
they had experienced was very bad for them.
No, I'm just saying that most of protesters don't know what they were protesting for.
So
Because
yeah,
we want to have freedom, all kind of that stuff, but the initial reason they don't know. They don't know, because
yeah,
technically technically this is the first residuum. Sorry for that, because there are residual effects. That was this question for residual effects. First residual effect was still is COVID. Second is, and it is very closely bounded to the linked to the COVID, is economic collapse, world economic collapse. And the third one is chaos, and that's the problem. People have right to protest, fine, but most, like 90-80% 80-90% of people don't know initial and true reason why they are protesting, what they are protesting for, and what they are protesting against. They don't know it, and that's the main part of problem, not protests themselves. This is the problem.
well, a lot of people have called themselves Marxists, but they don't even know what that means.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Many people are using last few months, or I don't know, like last 2 or 3 years terms, but they absolutely don't know the meanings of the terms. Absolutely.
Right.
No single chance. No.
Okay, so I have it's less of a question, more of a statement. I believe, I don't know, maybe there's a question in there, but it's kind of a little bit long, but I'm going to read it. It's from Cosmic Ocean, and it says, the veils are dropping, the masks are falling off. It's obvious if you realize the truth. No more candy coating. As Peter said, do you want pretty lies or ugly truth? Jess, we know so little about our true galactic history. These are the spoils of ancient wars that occurred, of which humans have forgotten. The system operates on war and trade. Humans are considered merchandise. The company called Earth, ponder this one, the best slave is one that thinks he is free. What people get confused about is equating advanced technology and higher consciousness. Just because a race had the ability to clone, gene splice, and create chimeras does not mean that they have the empathy, morals, and ethics to do it. Quite the opposite. Perhaps Peter can talk about the galactic principles, rules, and laws, and why it seems that they are so flagrantly abused without recourse. The age of Pisces has been atrocious. The new grand cycle is coming. May address the atrocities that the councils have been unable to.
So that's the stuff. New great cycle, aka it wasn't like is coming. It is still here for almost 80 years, because great cycle, that means solar cycle. It ended on December 21st, 2012, and since December 22nd December 2012, we started the sixth big solar or great solar cycle. So this is like that first, and then that's the problem that I don't consider the rules of universe, if we want to call it that way. I don't consider it as how can I say it, like fair. I don't consider all of it fair.
Right. Yeah,
Or
I agree.
equal. I don't think. No, I don't consider it right or true, or I don't know. No.
Okay, I thought it was a good quote. I'm glad that we read it. But
I don't consider, and that's the problem. I mean, maybe it is because our ability of comprehension of getting things are not okay. No, not okay. Not fully developed. But it is not fair. It is pretty much the universal laws, if we want to call it that way, or rules. It is pretty much the same as a Roman law system, what is technically implied in our law system. That means it is making rich and powerful people even more. How can I say it? It makes them even more and more. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like it can make. Are we okay?
Yeah, just I don't know what happened there.
It is making them even more and more, how can I say it, got on stage. That means, like, make them even more powerful. and weak and poor people even more and more less powerful. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not okay. It's not okay.
Okay.
It is, like giving advantage and giving disadvantage. Do you know what I mean? It's like, why the heck someone who is powerful, who has assets, a lot of money, why those people or entities, it doesn't matter, should make them even more advantage, even more prefer? Do you know what I mean? It's not okay.
Yep.
And the exact same stuff, it's in the universe, so I don't consider it right,
Yeah,
fair,
there's
or
still a
whatever.
lot of imbalances, and we're not quite there yet.
Absolutely. Yep. Mhm.
Dinah Creations asks, I have researched everything I could about Dog Man. That's like a dog and a man. Would like your opinion, and Peter also, thank you very much.
Dogman. What do you mean by
They didn't
dog?
leave any links or anything like that. Maybe I don't know, it sounds like some kind of hybrid. Do you know what she's
Oh, I think Dogman, and I know who he is. He's not bad guy, but it's kind of complicated to talk with him sometimes. Yeah, Dogman. Yeah.
okay. The ACIO doesn't have anything to do with him. He's just like one of those other groups.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Okay.
Neutral stuff,
Yeah. All right. So Nancy Volker asked, is it true that the Jesuits add 1,000 years to the calendar and ancient Rome and Greece was only 1,000 years ago, not 2,000 years ago?
They not add, they erased 1,000. Technically, yes, they messed up with not calendar, with time. With time, that's
How did
big
they do
difference.
that? How did they change the time like that and remove 1,000 years?
Give me a second. Remove, then add, and all kind of that stuff. Because they've got that technology. It's
The
nothing
Jesuits?
complicated.
That's what they have
Yeah.
access from the Vatican, right?
Yeah. But technically, it's not true that Jesuits that made. Technically, the stuff is that Opus Dei. They are
Yeah.
got some sort of how we can call them Vatican's CIA, NSA, and FBI mixed all together. Let's call it that way.
That's another three, a group of three.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. Like, jeez.
Okay, so the next question is from Kathy. I'm confused about how video games turn into 3D reality. Jessica, would you do a show on this? I'm concerned regarding my grandkids, the little ones playing the Mario type games, alien characters are in them. It seems harmless, except they are addicted to them.
But it is obvious that it is they are attacking children, child's respectively young people's brains with all kind of that technology, but it is like that. We cannot stop it because you cannot stop you cannot prevent to all the young people to play the games. You can do it to your child. That means prevent to, to stop, or not to stop, but to limit the access to bad content, adult content, or whatever, and not only sexual-ish content, but I don't know, violent stuff, whatever. So bad content, you can do it, and it will be the best option possible. to your child. But that's the problem. Then still it will be plenty enough children and young aged people, I mean adults, they will play games, they will do all kind of that stuff, and subconsciously they will create this type of egregore. That means they will materialize this stuff, like it or not, is true, because technically many people really don't believe it, that they made a Western media made reportages in this huge town in Russia. It never ever existed, and bam, like a hit, lightning hit from clear sky, Tarkov, and
Tarkov.
you know,
Yeah.
all kind of, it was
manifestation
war.
of
It
the
was,
game.
yes, it was manifestation of the game, and it was a war going on, and it was like, yeah, you are right. Yes, yes, yeah, yeah. And of course, none of those reportages were published on mainstream media. None. No. And
You're the
all
only
the
one that talked
videos
about
on
it.
YouTube, and all of those videos on YouTube, everything was erased immediately after a few hours. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy.
So, are these games, though, the effect of these games, is this because of the residual effect from Monarch, or are they always gonna continue to be a problem?
You need to take it like problem or not problem. Like,
One step at a time?
you know, technically, without those games, there will be problem, if you want to call it that way. Without those games, there will be no soft disclosure. So you need to take it both way, good or bad. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah. So just be responsible as much as you can and have discussions and see how they're not getting too integrated into it, but understand also what the game is about, what they're doing.
absolutely.
Okay, so Summer Breeze asks the question, please ask Peter why people of Germanic ancestry seem to go missing in national parks. Other ethnicities also, but a large percentage of the missing are either German or part German.
Because of the Fifth Reich, Fifth Reich, you know, they are making experiments on them.
Okay, is that gonna stop, or is that gonna continue being a problem?
Once again, this is one of residual effects.
Okay. All right.
So
Glenn,
it will slowly fade out.
yeah. Well, that's good. But then that means that the Fifth Reich was working with Monarch in a way, or a similar category.
Similar category. Yeah.
Okay. The Summer Breeze asked the question. Oh, we already got that one. Glenn Murphy. Hey Jess, I have a friend in an agency who has taught me much about the rift menders, such as the Volkswagen-sized spiders seen in Vietnam and Cambodia at Angkor Wat. As a screenwriter, the wheels started turning immediately. What a movie. So I wondered what Pete knows of the rift menders, as my friend tells me that they must return to repair the holes in space-time whenever humans set off nukes.
In Vietnam?
Yeah, the huge Volkswagen-sized spiders he was talking about, and the ones that they call the rift menders. And I'm gonna copy this because Glenn has a way of talking sometimes that's I can understand it, but it's not easy for people that English is not their first language.
Technically, like it or not, the stuff is that those spiders are mutations.
What were they doing in Vietnam? Some experimentation that they were doing in Vietnam?
Yep. And they were not artificial. Technically, they mutate. And it wasn't because of radiation, because they used agents, not only Agent Orange, Agent Blue, but they, let's say, a few crazy-ish chemical substances. They were not poisonous, but they were specifically made, created for mutation. Yeah, was like that.
And what about this group? I gave you this question. So do you see where it says rift menders? Do you have an idea what he's referring to, or maybe there's another term for them?
Yeah, but it is still ongoing mission, and we cannot talk about that yet.
See, I was thinking it's like someone that fixed like some of the time issues, or
yes, but yeah. Once again, this is ongoing project, so we don't want to jeopardize mission. I mean, at least I think it's pretty logical.
Okay. All right, so we'll move on to the next question. Tsiatsu, what are your thoughts on China and Russian military being deployed in the U.S. right now?
On purpose and by mutual agreement.
With who?
Mutual agreement with UN.
Yeah. With the UN?
Yeah, UN, US, mutual agreement.
So the UN is saying you can go and take the United States if you feel like it?
No, it was because of border guarding. It is because border guarding.
Between, you mean Canada and in the US?
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Okay. So, and are they saying that the US is posing a threat to Canada so that they had to put military there?
Yes, and technically vice versa. I mean, I don't know what the heck is going on, but with them, but it's like that.
But
yeah.
There's a lot of like people that are activated on the borders, like what's going on in Washington, like Seattle and all that area over there, especially in the West.
I know.
A lot of activation, and people are just acting crazy. All right. Then we have another question from Nancy Volker. Do either one of you, Peter, or you, Jessica, know anything of the pyramid found underground in Alaska?
Yeah, it is giant energetic reactor. It
Was
is
it
technically
man-made?
It is technically some sort of, let's call it perpetuum mobile. So they created it on perfect placement, in very specific dimensions, and it is creating energy, infinite energy.
When was this created? Is it old, or is it just recently been brought there?
What do you consider as old? Because we are talking about like 10,000 years ago.
Okay.
So it's pretty old. It's pretty old, I think.
So they're using that energy for what purpose? Is it being misused?
No, because Muge group they are starting to use that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was misused by Monarch. That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Okay, so I sent you a picture. I have to have permission if I can share this. I'm gonna see if let me grab the other one as well. Maybe it's easier to see. This is a woman that just got enlisted in the military, and she has an unusual badge there that says Umbrella Corporation for the U.S. military. Why is that?
Because they've got infiltration, and they don't want to hide it anymore.
So they're literally wearing badges that says Umbrella Corporation.
Yup. It is not some fake. It is not, how can I say that? It is not a fake. It is not some sort of joke or, in quotes, fan-made stuff. Nope. Nope. No, 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 no.
Okay, so that's the end
It
of the
is not
question.
okay. Just despite it is only English language phrase only. I mean, okay, but it is not okay. But I completely no. Yeah.
So you're saying that the Umbrella Corporation's taken over the U.S. military?
Not Umbrella Corporation only. Not I don't know, Mobius only. Not Murkov only. Not, of course, I'm. Not Monarch only. They've got their own units within U.S. Army. It's not. No, it is not normal, but we know it. We in ACIO know it.
It's because
Yep.
of funding, or are they doing it through because they have the money?
Yep. Money, and especially no, not money. No, technology.
Technology, I see.
They technically not technology, but like biochemical weapon now, biochemical technological, like AI weapon.
Is this woman a super soldier?
Yep.
Do you recognize who she is?
No, I don't want to talk about it because I cannot.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to show. I have to get permission, but we might just show the badge, or part of her uniform. But we'll see if I don't know if you recommend that if she wants to show. Do you think it's not a good idea to show her face?
I don't think it is a good idea.
Okay. All right, so that's this portion of the show for Q&A. I can now go.
What do you think? Is it because from my point of view, it's not bad idea. Just make one show for Q&A and then make another show another time. What do you think? Because it's pretty long. Look at that.
Yeah, it was a lot of questions. Yeah, all right. So then we didn't get to any articles today, but
Yes, because technically, I think that we owe this to the people, and especially not we, but myself, because you always kept for telling me no, we will forget to answer the questions, and that was my fault. So
I
this
think
is
that
my fault.
there's some pretty good questions there.
Yeah. So, and because I was like, okay, let's start the call fresh, brand new, and now I can see how long the show is, and I think that's pretty
It's
good.
a good length.
Yeah, good length. Not to overdo it over and over and over. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Oh, well, maybe we'll the other content we can cover within a couple days or so.
yeah.
Okay. So, well, thank you for joining us today, Peter.
Yep. Thank you for giving me a regular opportunity to be here.
And we want to say thank you to all our listeners. Remember, if you haven't subscribed, please do. If you want to keep up to date with everything that's going on. And I thank you for your support, both financially as well as being committed. A lot of people are very devoted, and we appreciate you very much, and we appreciate that you were engaged and that you're asking questions. So we'll do our best to keep providing you the information and also to answer the questions in a timely way going forward. But you never know what's going to happen, so we're going to try our best. So thank you again, everyone. Have a good day and stay safe and keep that positive egregora and for the highest intention for humanity. Thank you.
You have been listening to Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Ariel Morocco. Join us on YouTube channel, Jessica Ariel Morocco, and visit www.peter-insider.com and www.readingsbyariel.com. Remember to post your questions in the comment section below the video. We look forward to hearing from you.